Welcome back. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Todd.
And this is Football Friday. Cheers. Okay, end of the season.
All right. What are we going to talk about today, then?
I guess we'll just have to talk about how the season went.
So we'll have a European season wrap-up?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you all about European standings and teams that, maybe some teams that got promoted, some teams that got relegated.
Yep.
We'll try to pronounce some names of teams and names of cities
Players
that we have no idea about.
Yep.
I don't know too much about the players. Just
I had a couple in there.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
You're in charge of the players, so
okay.
You can be the director of football operations for the all the European leagues, and you know how all the players go.
Okay, so do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Maybe we can take turns.
Okay.
Let me start by saying the men's Champions League winner was PSG.
Yes.
What does PSG stand for?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain. And one of your favorite players for Real Madrid?
He just transferred from PSG.
Yeah, so I think they were not so sad about losing him this year, I guess.
Yeah, I think they did okay. I mean, yeah. They also won. Oh no, we'll get into that.
Spoiler alert: PSG also won
the French League,
League One or Ligue 1. Yeah. That's. But so you want to talk about some of the better football, the women's football?
Yes, I'm going to start with the Barclays Women's Super League, which is the equivalent of the Premier League for women's football, so in England.
Yep.
So I got all my facts off of Wikipedia though, from where they have when you look up the season, they have who won and the top goal scorer and all that. So I have all those. So the Barclays Women's Super League ran from September 20th, 2024 to May 10th, 2025. The winner was Chelsea. It was their 8th title.
Oh, nice.
Crystal Palace was relegated into, what is it? Shoot, I can't remember what the second league, I think it might be, they have a name for the second league and I can't remember what it is. Okay.
So Crystal Palace was shattered, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Sad.
Yeah. So the teams that were promoted to the Champions League, so that won the top 3 places in the Barclays Women's Super League were Chelsea, because they won, Arsenal came in 2nd, and then Manchester United came in 3rd, which is very interesting because I think they're not as top of the table in the men's side either.
Mm-hmm.
So the top goal scorers for the Women's Super League were Alessia Russo, who plays for Arsenal, and Kadia Shaw, who plays for Manchester City, both with 12 goals. The best goalkeepers were Hannah Hampton, who plays for Chelsea, and Fallon Tullis-Joyce, who plays for Manchester United, with 13 clean sheets. The biggest home wins were Arsenal 5-0 against Brighton and Hove Albion, Arsenal 5-0 against Tottenham Hotspur, and Arsenal 5-0 against Crystal Palace. They really like scoring 5 goals in their games, I guess.
Good. That's what they should.
The biggest away win was Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 7, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Longest winning run was 9 games for Chelsea. Longest unbeaten run was 22 games for Chelsea.
Wow.
So 9 of those in a row they won, and I don't know if maybe they just then a couple they tied in the middle and then they won. I don't know how the unbeaten run went, but that's a lot.
Right.
The longest winless run was 12 games for Crystal Palace, and the longest losing run was 6 games for Aston Villa. The highest attendance was 56,784, which was a game Arsenal against Tottenham Hotspur. And the team that was promoted to the Women's Super League from the league below was the London City Lionesses.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. All right. So on the men's side, I'm not going to talk about the Premier League yet.
Okay.
We'll save those for later.
Okay.
But I'm going to start locally, the Swiss League, the Swiss Super League.
Okay.
Okay. So fun fact: this was the 128th consecutive season,
nice.
Which makes them the longest running top level league. In all of the European leagues.
Oh, that's cool.
So they've been running consecutively for longer than any other top level league in a European nation, including the English Football League.
Well, I was gonna say including during COVID.
The oldest league is the English Football League, which is the English Champions League, which is the second level.
The championship.
Champions
League is the
the English Championship. Is also the English Football League, and there's actually the championship is the top level of that. But anyway, so kind of maybe a surprise for me, maybe for everybody else who knows Swiss teams pretty well. Basel, FC Basel won the league this year.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Servette, the team from Geneva, from the Servette district, came in second.
Okay.
And the Young Boys finished third.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think we're used to seeing the Young Boys winning a lot. So from Bern. So where we live, we're kind of halfway in between Basel and Bern. So we got a lot of FC Basel fans and a lot of Young Boys fans in our area. So
I've seen a lot of things that say FCK Basel.
But of course now Swiss superhero Xherdan Shaqiri is playing for FC Basel, so that's pretty awesome, right? Then relegation wise this year, Yverdon is going down to the Challenge League. The winner of the Challenge League is Thun, so Thun's getting promoted. Interestingly enough, because I'm going to go to all of Switzerland's neighbors in the men's side.
Okay.
Liechtenstein is a close partner with Switzerland. They have a team in the Swiss Challenge League, the level below the second level. They finished sixth. FC Vaduz.
Okay. So I mean that's pretty good though, right? That's got to be like middle of the table.
Yeah, I think there's it's middle of the table. It's so at least they survived to play in that league again next year. Yeah. So so I think Liechtenstein being a very small country, that's probably their highest level team. I guess.
I think I looked at it. I think it might be their only team. I looked it up once, but I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah. That's fun. Okay. So.
Okay, next one?
Yep.
Okay, so next I have Liga F, which is the top league in Spain for women's football. It ran from September 6th, 2024 to May 18th, 2025. Barcelona was the winner with their 10th title. Valencia and Real Betis were relegated. The teams that are going to the Champions League next season are Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, which, by the way, Real Madrid is the youngest of those teams by a lot.
Okay.
Because Real Madrid didn't start playing in the Women's League until, I think at least in Liga F, until 2019 or 2021, something like that, which is crazy for a team as big as Real Madrid is, or a club as big as Real Madrid is. The top goal scorer was Iwa Payor. She plays for Barcelona with 25 goals. The biggest home win was Barcelona 10, 1 Granada. The biggest away win was Real Betis 0, Barcelona 9. Longest winning run, Barcelona 16 matches, which I'm pretty sure Real Madrid actually squashed that run because they played at Barcelona in March, and they won 3-1, which was really interesting. Longest unbeaten run was Barcelona with 16 matches. Longest winless run was Valencia with 12 matches. Longest losing run was Deportivo Abanza with 6 matches. And the highest attendance was the game I was just talking about, Barcelona-Real Madrid, with 35,812.
Nice.
Yeah. They didn't have anything on, I couldn't find who got promoted into Liga F this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really tough to find certain information about women's football.
Yeah.
So.
And especially a lot of times when you're not dealing with resources in English, so you have to brush up on your French or German or Spanish to figure out. So, but let me talk about League One.
Okay,
League
the French one.
Okay. In France, it's so the winner, of course, we mentioned was PSG.
Mm-hmm.
Second place was Marseille.
Okay.
Third place was Monaco.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
yeah, I think everybody, all the celebrities were driving their rich cars, their Lamborghinis around Monaco.
Kylian Mbappe, I think, grew up in Monaco.
Okay.
Which I think he played for them when he was a youth.
Oh, cool. Nice. That's good to know.
I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. He was just there the other day watching the F1 thing, whatever.
Okay. Well, and I'll make this pretty quick because really nobody cares about any of the teams in League One except for PSG, I think. But relegation was Saint Etienne.
Okay.
Saint Etienne. I don't know.
No, I saw there was something in my notes about Saint Etienne, but I think that was something different.
Okay. And Montpellier.
Okay.
Or Montpellier. I guess I should say Montpellier. Similar to Montpellier, where anyway. So and then promoted from Ligue 2 is Lorient and Paris FC.
Okay.
Paris. Well, be happy. So.
Yeah. So is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of France,
yes.
The Premier League is the women's top league. Yeah, it was so confusing trying to find all the leagues, who was what league, and anyway, so it ran from September 20th, 2024 to May 16th, 2025. Lyon were the winners with their 18th title. Crazy. They're probably one of the best women's teams in the world. They also have, I think, the most Champions League titles of the Women's Champions League, which is crazy. The two teams that were relegated were Reims and Guingamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The teams that are going to the Champions League next season are Lyon, PSG, and Paris FC.
Wow.
So I guess Paris FC in the Women's League is a lot better than Paris FC in the Men's
they
League.
got promoted. Paris FC got got promoted from League 2 to...
Yeah, but Paris FC went to the Champions League.
League 1 is the top level league, so...
Yeah, but this is the top level.
So Paris FC is now in the top level of the men's, but yes, I'm sure I'm sure the women would destroy the men. I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. So the top goal scorer for the French Women's League was Clara Matteo with 18 goals. She plays for Paris FC.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest home win was Lyon 11, Saint Etienne 0.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the Saint Etienne was. Yeah. Biggest away win was Guingamp 0, 8 to Lyon. Longest winning run was Lyon with 14 matches. Longest unbeaten run was Lyon with 22 matches. Longest winless run was Guingamp with 14 matches, and longest losing run was Guingamp with 14 matches. The highest attendance was 20,489, which was PSG playing Lyon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I got for that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do something a little fun, because we're going to talk about Croatian football for just a second, because they're one of the youngest leagues around. Their top level league only has 10 teams. It was formed in 1991. Cool. HNL, I think, is the league, and when I was looking up, it always wanted to autocorrect to NHL. I have no idea how to pronounce the names of the teams in the league. The top three teams. The first number one overall was Rijeka. Number two was Dynamo Zagreb.
Hey, Modric used to play for Dynamo Zagreb. Yeah, because that's where he's from.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I love that I know that.
Yeah. And then the third team is Hajduk Split. or something like that. Hadjuk split. I don't have no idea how to pronounce it. But actually, I mean, Croatia is one of those countries that's got some surprisingly good football for the size and the recent history. But one of the reasons they're that young is that they were originally part of Yugoslavia, right? So,
which is where Shaqiri was originally born.
Okay, yeah.
I know so many weird things.
so just to step away from Switzerland's direct neighbors first, but just Croatia was not that far away, but then I'm gonna also do Germany, right? So Deutschland,
Germany too. So.
So Deutschland next. So we talk about the Bundesliga. Everybody loves the Bundesliga, and Harry Kane led FC Bayern to victory, and they won the Bundesliga this year.
He wasn't even playing in that game that they officially won because he was injured.
Yeah, well,
but it was his first trophy, so
I'm sure that if he had played, they would have scored 100 more goals in that game. So, and then second was Leverkusen, third was Eintracht Frankfurt, and fourth was Dortmund.
Okay.
So I think we saw Dortmund play against who did we watch?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Okay, this season.
So Jude Bellingham used to play for Dortmund, also.
Yeah. And by the way, so in the relegation promotion, the playoffs are ongoing right now as we're filming this. So we don't know all the teams that have been relegated and all the teams that have been promoted. But we just know like the ones that finished in the last spot or the last two spots that are definitely getting relegated, or the first spot or the first two spots of the lower league that are definitely getting promoted.
Okay.
So, but there's still playoffs for a lot of the leagues. It's like third through sixth teams do a playoff to see which team gets promoted, etc. So, so relegation from the Bundesliga, Holstein Kiel and VfL Bochum, which is I found their name was kind of interesting. I was like, what's this VfL Bochum? So I thought, we know they're getting relegated, so you get to learn who they are and then never talk about them again, probably. VfL is Verein für Leibesübungen. Verein für Leibesübungen.
Okay, you're going to have to bring that one back because I have a VFL team also.
Okay. VfL Bochum 1848 Fußballgemeinschaft. Is that like their full name? Yeah. So they're getting relegated to the Zweite Bundesliga, the second federal league, right? Bundesliga is federal league. So the Bundesliga is the top level, and the Zweite Bundesliga, the second league, is the next one. So the promotions actually FC Köln and Hamburg or Hamburger SV. Or HSV. So we're getting a hamburger into the Bundesliga. A little fun, but yes. Anyway, cool. So that's Germany, Deutschland.
Okay. So I also have Germany next. It's the last league I have before Champions League. So how many more club leagues or leagues do you have left?
I have I have a little bit of information about Austria and Italy and Spain and
okay, so you're gonna have to go all of those before I do the Champions League.
Okay.
So so I have the Frauen Bundesliga, which is what it's called, which is nice because they actually I wish all of them would just be okay, it's the league. And then, the women's league, right? Where they have, different names, where, the English women's league is completely different. Yeah, it's confusing. But this one is straightforward, because Germany. So it ran from August 30th, 2024 to May 11th, 2025. Bayern Munich were the winners. And Turbine Potsdam were relegated.
Okay.
I love that name.
Turbine Potsdam.
Turbine Potsdam, which I thought was really interesting. So the teams that get to go to the Champions League next season are Bayern Munich, VfL Wolfsburg, and Eintracht Frankfurt.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So the top goal scorers were Lineth. She has a Dutch last name, so Bayernstein. Yeah, I said that probably very wrong. Sorry, Lyneth. She plays for VfL Wolfsburg, and Selena Cersei, who plays for TSG Hoffenheim, with 16 goals. The biggest home win was Frankfurt 9, Potsdam 0. Biggest away win was Potsdam 0, Hoffenheim 7. I almost started saying it all in German. I was like, wait.
Go for it.
I gotta speak in English right now. Longest winning run was Bayern Munich with 13 matches. The longest unbeaten run was Bayern Munich with 16 matches. The longest winless run was Potsdam with 22 matches. And the longest losing run was Potsdam with 14 matches. They only had like a general of everyone that attended, so it was, instead of like the biggest attendance for a game, so the attendance for all the games was 355,407, which is about 2,692 per match. And the teams that are being promoted next season are Union Berlin, FC Nuremberg, and Hamburger SB.
All right. Hamburger. So
I think that's funny. It's both the...
Yeah,
right, because it was a Hamburger SB.
Yep. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, since we're talking about Switzerland's neighbors, we'll go with Austria now, and also, actually, their national team was kind of exciting in the last Euros, and so I thought I'd include their standings. So the Austrian football Bundesliga is also sometimes called the Admiral Bundesliga because of sponsors. The top team was SK Sturm Graz. And then the second team was RB Salzburg. Third was Austria Wien, and Wien is of course the German way to say Vienna. And so, or or Vienna is the German, or is the American way to say Wien.
Yeah,
I guess I should say. And Österreich is actually Austria. So in German.
Yes, it starts with an O umlaut and not an AU.
Yeah. So and then in fourth place was Wolfsburg. Okay. So but not the same. So but relegation, sadly, SK Austria Klagenfurt. Sorry, guys. Anyway, but promotion from the Zweite Liga is Grazer AK. So, hey, good for them.
Yeah.
And then, let me just go see this. So we're done with that. I actually didn't go in the order of my notes, but but we'll talk about Serie A. Right, so Serie A is our neighbors to the south, Italy. Of course, the top team this year, maybe a surprise, maybe not, Napoli.
Okay.
And then second was Inter Milan, or Internazionale. Okay, Inter Milan. And then third was Atalanta.
Okay, they won the Europa League last season.
Okay, good.
Because was it Atalanta that was playing Real Madrid in the Super League?
It could be.
Or Super Cup, whatever.
We may have seen Atalanta.
But I don't think you were here because you were taking Mom to the U.S. and I watched the what's it when the winner of the Champions League plays the winner of the Europa League in August, and it's called something.
Okay, I don't know what it's called.
It was a really good game. It was really fun to watch.
Good. And then I think Italy's most popular team may be Juventus, and they finished fourth. So, the three teams I think that are getting relegated. Sorry, Empoli, Venezia, and Monza. And then the two teams that I know that are getting promoted, Sassuolo and Pisa. Okay. So the Leaning Towers are coming up to to Serie A. So Serie A is the top league, and Serie B is the league below. So just a little quick recap of the top three teams in Portugal. Okay. The Primeira Liga in Portugal, Sporting CP is number one. Benfica. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Benfica was second, and then FC Porto was third.
Okay.
So.
Did Cristiano Ronaldo? He played for Sporting CP, right?
You would know better than me. So he very well could have, though.
Yeah, I think that was his the club he grew up playing with, but I could be wrong.
He might have owned the club for all I know.
Maybe he might own it. Maybe I don't know. There's
No, I don't think so. So we've done. I think we've talked all about that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I only did a couple leagues.
Well, I thought it would be fun to give everybody a recap. So I know there's a lot of leagues in Europe that we are not going through.
Yeah.
So if you really want to hear about the standings of one of the leagues, we can do the research and get back to you on next episode. Just put a little shout out to us of hey what happened in this league? Tell me some more.
Yeah.
Or if you want to know some of the players we can from some of these leagues, we can get further in depth and so we need to know what you want to hear, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Please comment.
Yeah. So in the Netherlands, all right, the Dutch, the premier division is the Eredivisie.
Okay.
Fun thing, I think I've heard that that speaking Dutch is kind of like being really bad at German and really bad at English and putting them together. So maybe we should actually be learning Dutch. I don't know. But the top team was PSV, which is I think PSV Eindhoven. PSV stands for Philips Sports. I lost half that. Anyway, the Philips Sports Club, whatever. So, and second was we would say Ajax, but I think they say Ajax. They're from Amsterdam, and then they are named after the Greek hero Ajax who fought in the Trojan War.
Okay.
So, believe it or not.
Yeah. And Johan Cruyff played?
He probably did. I would. I would imagine so.
Yeah. They play in the Johan Cruyff Arena.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It could be. This is good. So
I know because AFC Richmond played them in episode 10 last time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll get to AFC Richmond shortly. So we haven't talked about the Premier League.
Yeah. Which is not a real club though.
We'll get there.
Sorry.
So and then the big three finished in the top three in with Feyenoord being the third team of the big three. They finished third in the league this year in Eredivisie, and fourth was Utrecht. So relegation. Sorry, RKC, Waalwijk, and Almere. So we'll see you guys another time.
Yeah.
And I don't know who got promoted. So I don't know that we care that much. Quick notes about La Liga. Barcelona takes the prize. Real Madrid was second.
Atletico Madrid was second.
And Atletico Madrid was third.
It's very much like the women's. Like, it was exactly the same, actually.
Yeah.
I think the top 4 spots were exactly the same.
Yeah. And I think... who got relegated? Leganes?
Leganes and... was it Villarreal?
Valladolid, maybe?
Valladolid. Yeah.
Valladolid.
I think that's it.
And Las Palmas?
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Promotion, I think, is Levante and Elche. So Elche, probably. Elche. So, and then the third team will be decided by playoffs still ongoing. So Leganes, Las Palmas, and Valladolid are going down. So, and then we can talk about the Premier League.
Okay.
And clearly, this year, FC Richmond won, right?
Yeah, AFC Richmond. Yeah, clearly.
AFC Richmond
won the whole effing thing.
Okay. That was the dream we had, and then and then we woke up, and so... And,
unfortunately, Ted Lasso's not real.
Yeah, and actually, Ted Lasso went back to the U.S., so he wasn't there to coach them, so they just vanished out of existence. Yeah. But Liverpool actually won the Premier League.
Yes, they did.
Arsenal finished second.
Yep.
Man City finished third. Chelsea finished fourth.
Yeah.
And Newcastle finished fifth.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually like Newcastle beer. So good job, guys, on your beer. Your beer finishes in my top 3. So good.
Oh, fun little fact. Gio Reyna, who is the son of Alexi Reyna, he was on loan at Nottingham Forest, and they did pretty well this season, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, they didn't get relegated that I know of yet.
Okay.
I know the 3 teams that are getting relegated are Leicester City, Ipswich.
I think they say Leicester.
Leicester City, Ipswich Town, and Southampton.
Okay.
Are getting relegated. And I think we know that Leeds United and Burnley are getting promoted.
Sunderland is getting promoted to the Premier League. Sorry, I just remembered that.
So the top 4 teams, I don't know if that's for sure yet.
Yes, it is. They played already last weekend.
Oh, okay. So I didn't catch that. But so the top 4 teams in the championship, the top 4 teams in the championship. Leeds United, Burnley, Sheffield United, and Sunderland.
Yes.
I know, so Leeds United and Burnley were getting promoted for sure, and I guess you said Sunderland won.
Sunderland played Sheffield United, and I know that because Jude Bellingham's little brother plays for Sunderland.
Okay, and anyway, so the teams 3 through 6 had to play in a playoffs. I didn't catch the other 5th and 6th, but Sunderland is playing. I thought you would be interested to know that they were in the playoff.
Yes, I did know that, So I know a lot about, like, the players, so, like, then I know a lot about, like, what teams they play for, and so this just happened on the 24th. Yeah.
Well, so the EFL is actually the English Football League, which is the championship, is the oldest football league in the world. It was founded in 1888.
Okay.
However, they were it was the top level league in England until 1992, and then the top 22 teams split off to form the Premier League.
Okay.
So now the English Football League, the championship is the top level, and then League One is the next level down. And actually, the top 2 finishers in League One this year, Birmingham finished first.
Yes, Wrexham. Birmingham City and Wrexham was second, right?
Yeah, right. And so Wrexham will be promoted into the championship.
Yes.
So that's for us Americans watching, welcome to Wrexham.
Oh yeah.
We're all excited about that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I have some notes about the Champions League.
Okay, let's go for the Champions League notes.
So the Women's Champions League ran from the group stage. So after there were a bunch of teams that had to do playoffs to see if they were going to play in the Champions League, and that was in September. But I didn't want to go through all that because there was a whole lot of stuff, and I was like, okay, no, it'll take up too much time. So the group stage started October 8th, 2024, and the entire Champions League ended May 24th, 2025. So the teams that played in the Women's Champions League, there were 16 teams. In Group A was Lyon from France, VfL Wolfsburg from Germany, Roma from Italy, and Galatasaray from Turkey. Galatasaray from Turkey. I don't know how to say that. Group B was Chelsea from England, Real Madrid from Spain, Twente from the Netherlands, and Celtic from Scotland. Oops. Group C was Arsenal from England, Bayern Munich from Germany, Juventus from Italy, and Vålerenga from Norway.
Okay.
And Group D was Barcelona from Spain, Manchester City from England, Hammarby from Sweden, and St. Pölten from Austria.
Nice.
So, I only have a couple more notes on it. So, Arsenal were the winners. It was their second title. I watched them beat Barcelona. It was crazy. It was a really fun game to watch. Runners-up were Barcelona, because they played Barcelona. The top goal scorer was Claudia Pina from Barcelona with 10 goals. The best player was Aitana Bonmati from Barcelona. And the best young player was Melky Dumornay, who plays for Lyon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's all my notes on that.
Oh, good. Yeah. So maybe next time we'll have to branch out to more international outside of Europe.
Yeah.
For most people, Europe is pretty international as
well,
but we're kind of right in the middle of it. So,
it's just the Europe leagues are what have finished up right now. That's your league review. Or maybe we need to even just talk about Scandinavian and Baltic football. Hit the Norway, Denmark, Iceland has some football
too. And then like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Catch some of those. And talk about some of those teams. I don't know if they're any good or not, but
don't know. What was your favorite game that you watched this season?
I don't know. I think I think one of the Barcelona games where they were just on fire against Real Madrid.
They did really well this season. So. They won all 4 El Clasicos this season.
Nice, yeah, good.
Just crazy.
Yeah, they were cool. So and Lewandowski was just fun to watch too.
Who was your favorite player to watch this season, though?
That's tough to say because I didn't really watch that much.
Yeah.
But I guess. I guess Valverde, I have to say. Whenever Real Madrid's on, I was looking for where's Fede Valverde?
Yeah, he played a lot of games this season. I think he was one of the players with the most minutes this season, I think.
Yeah. So so he's fun to watch for me.
Yeah.
How about you? Who was your favorite?
Well, I really love watching Jude Bellingham play, but I think throughout the season, I really, really enjoyed when Arda Güler would come on and play because I think he just fits in really well with the team, and I think he was definitely a little underused this season. So I'm hoping he'll be playing more next season.
Okay, good, cool.
Yeah.
So hey. Fantastic.
Is that it? I forgot. I have to say things at the end of the episode.
I think that's pretty much it.
This is one of our longest episodes.
Yeah, and don't forget if you want us to talk about something specific, send us a message, leave us a comment. We'll see what we can dig up.
Yes, we will find some stuff, and we can indeed dig deeper if we want.
Yeah.
But alright. So thank you for listening to Football Friday, and don't forget to check out our regular weekly episodes of Wine Together. If you want to join the conversation, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod, and join our Facebook group Wine Together Podcast, and listen on Spotify, please. Yes.
Cheers.